Yes. And Raw this week is in Honolulu, Hawaii. Nice little vacation spot after the pay-per-view. I like it.
We are back with another edition of Royally Rumbled's 2008 Universe Mode. My name is Jordan.
I'm Robert, and this is week 4 of June in our 2008 universe. And we are coming off the heels of Night of Champions, our second pay-per-view ever.
That's right. A lot of big things have happened over the last couple of days. We hope you had a great 4th of July. Robert just had a baby, so congrats.
Thank you. I did. Tuesday, June 30th, my son Vincent was born. It was a lot of emotional upheaval. It was a very scary time. But we're out of the hospital. We're home now, obviously, and we are good to go. He's a great baby. He is sleeping right now, as he does all the time. So, yeah. He's here, and he is ready to take over the podcast eventually when we're done.
Yeah, one of these days we're going to hang it up and our kids will take over. Vincent, of course, best wishes going out to Robert, so make sure you guys send him some his way at some point. But for now, we're going to get into the thick of things. Post Night of Champions.
Yes, and Raw this week is in Honolulu, Hawaii. Our very first match on Monday Night Raw this week is a 6-man over-the-top rope battle royal, the winner of which becomes the number 1 contender for William Regal's Intercontinental Championship. So we have Tommy Dreamer versus Marcus Corvon versus Jeff Hardy versus Mark Henry versus Carlito versus Umaga. The action is crazy to start, but here is the elimination order. We have Carlito eliminating Umaga first. Corvon eliminates Tommy Dreamer. Jeff Hardy ducks Mark Henry and eliminates him. Then Carlito eliminates Marcus Corvon. And finally, Jeff Hardy eliminates Carlito to pick up the victory. So now Jeff Hardy is the number 1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. Next up, Rey Mysterio calls out the World Heavyweight Champion Randy Orton after becoming the number 1 contender at Night of Champions. Randy Orton reminds Rey Mysterio that he is the apex predator and that you can't spell prey without Rey. Rey says he's fought and won against bigger and better and won't let his emotions get the better of him, and he's not a hothead like the champion himself, Randy Orton. Rey also says he knows Orton is scared for his title reign to end. The next match, we have CM Punk versus Shelton Benjamin. Punk makes his entrance and waited for Shelton to make his, but unfortunately, MVP attacks Shelton backstage and takes his place in the match against Punk. MVP looks to be showing off against Punk, controlling most of the beginning of the match. Eventually, MVP hits the ball and elbow and a pay dirt, but Punk gets the shoulder up at the last second. Punk fights back and lands a running knee and clothesline for a 2 count. And finally, Punk connects with a GTS for the win. As set up on the previous Monday Night Raw, we have a World Tag Team Championship match featuring the champions Crime Time taking on Air Boom. The match starts with Evan Bourne versus JTG. After a series of collar and elbow tie-ups, JTG is able to take advantage and make the tag to the bigger, stronger Shad Gaspard. Shad able to use his size advantage over Evan Bourne to keep on offense and take advantage. But the pugnacious Evan Bourne able to use his speed and agility to make a tag to Kofi Kingston after taking it to JTG. Kofi connects with a devastating Trouble in Paradise to Shad and goes for the pinfall, but JTG breaks it up. The match breaks down a little bit. Kofi hits another Trouble in Paradise to make the pinfall and pick up the victory. New tag team champions, Air Boom. So it's the first time the tag championships have changed hands on Raw in our 2008 universe. But Raw gets bigger. In our main event, the Women's Championship is on the line in a triple threat match. It's Michelle McCool versus Mickey James versus Natalya, and we're going to the ring now. And here comes Mickey James. On the last episode of Monday Night Raw, she won a triple threat match to earn this opportunity here tonight.
That's right. Mickey James, of course, going early in your draft and has shown out here in the Divas division on Raw.
I'm glad that she's finally got a title opportunity. I think her versus Michelle McCool is a very interesting matchup and pairing. But the wild card here is Natalya in this match. So we're going to see what happens.
Absolutely. Mickey James looking fantastic as ever. A big fan favorite here, and she's who I've got my money on walking out with this Women's Championship.
Interesting. We're going to see if that pays off for you. Here comes the only female graduate of the Heart Dungeon, Natalya.
That's right. Natty Neidhart on her way to the ring. Her partners in the Hart Dynasty, of course, the tag team champions on SmackDown. But Natalya looking to bring the gold back to the Hart Dungeon.
It would be a huge win for her here in this match. As she has a few wins under her belt already. She had a mini feud with Ashley going on a little bit. But here she is looking to take the title from Michelle McCool, who won it and has not relinquished yet.
And here is your WWE Women's Champion, Michelle McCool.
Notice she's not accompanied here by Layla, her partner in Laycool. So Michelle here gonna go at her own and see if she could pick up the victory all by herself.
Perhaps some criticisms coming out of her not being able to win the title without her partner by her side. Perhaps looking to prove some naysayers wrong.
Yeah, I think that's fair because she's definitely had Layla out with her for every match, and she always plays a factor in one way or another. So let's see if Michelle McCool can put her title where her mouth is and retain in the main event of Monday Night Raw.
And there it is, the beautiful WWE Women's Championship. Women's Championship. And all the competitors are ready to go. The bell rings, and we're off to the races.
Mickey going right after the champion here, and Natty more than happy to stand on the side and let it happen.
Well, she was practicing her shadow boxing.
And Michelle backing up into the corner. Well, she did a little, she's playing possum there on Mickey James.
And now
they're all wildly missing one another.
And Natalya going after Mickey James and
absolute pandemonium in the ring right now. Natty was the last woman standing there after a series of wild punches. And Michelle McCool not going to let Natty roll Mickey James into that submission maneuver.
And here we go. Now Mickey James in control. And a big kick to the back. Which of these three divas will walk away with the Women's Championship? And
ooh,
Michelle McCool's looking like she's getting ready to wipe the floor with everyone after a big boot in the corner.
Man, that was a Hell of a kick.
And Natty with the arm wringer.
Big clothesline in reverse there.
And Mickey James
doing a superhero landing or something.
Oh, and there's Michelle McCool letting Mickey James inflict some damage to Natalya.
Series of elbows, but Michelle was unfazed.
The match is still early on, and wait a minute, an electric chair drop from Mickey James.
That's a big power move to just pull out there, and obviously Michelle is down and out.
I mean, the women's championship is on the line. That's a crazy maneuver to bust out.
And Natty tosses Mickey James over the ropes here. And that just goes to show how much this women's championship means to all three of these women. These competitors are ready to put everything on the line to win that title.
And here's the first cover of the match.
Kick out at 1. So Michelle McCool proving that she is not ready to relinquish that title yet. Mickey James gonna soak in some adulation from the crowd there. Ooh.
Ugh. And while Natty's leg was trapped, Mickey James connects.
Big bulldog to Michelle McCool, but Natty pops up and completely misses a clothesline.
Natalya and Mickey James seem to be really targeting each other, perhaps not focused on the champion. Oh, and a chick kick!
Chick kick to Natty, and she is out. Down goes Natalya.
Belly to belly! 1! Oh.
Kick out at 1 from the belly to belly from Mickey James. Oh, my God. Ooh. Low drop kick. Barely connected.
And Mickey James staying on Michelle McCool and plants her with a DDT.
Natty's got to get over there. Wait a minute. Mickey didn't go for the pin. What the hell is she thinking? Natty with a double. Oh, my God.
The ropes may have saved Mickey James there.
For sure. Natty's pulling her by her hair. Oh, my God.
And just slamming her down with no remorse.
Natty has flipped a switch, and she is going insane here. This is the most brutal we've seen her.
That's true.
Michelle McCool crawling desperately to try to stop this beatdown on Michelle McCool. Oh, my God.
And a spear. Natty covers. 1, 2.
Mickey James is out. That is as good an opportunity as Natty's going to get to win the title here.
What does she need to do? Perhaps lock in that sharpshooter, which has brought her victory after victory. Wait a minute. Michelle McCool Styles Clash.
She rolls it into the pin. What is
1?
Mickey James is able to get there after definitely not even paying attention.
The collision detection or something. And
big neck breaker.
A regal cutter almost. Yeah. 1.
And Natty kicks out. This match, the fans are going insane right now. Huge drop kick from Michelle McCool. And now she looks to be in control, but who is she going to pick on here?
Oh, and Natalya just eats that kick, but answers with a back elbow of her own.
Alabama slam from Natty.
And here's Mickey James, perhaps taking advantage. Champions down. And Mickey James utilizing the ropes to choke Natalya.
And that just goes to show the veteran experience of Mickey James, the ring awareness, to use everything at her disposal to inflict pain on her opponents.
Michelle McCool getting the shoulder up by 1. And now Mickey James getting the crowd on their feet, firing everyone up.
Big kick to the spine there.
And that snapping neck breaker, cover 1, 2.
She almost had it, and Natty would have been the odd woman out.
And here's Natalya inflicting some punishment onto Mickey James in the knee. 1.
Michelle McCool doing her best Undertaker impression there.
Natty going for Nat by Nature.
Oh!
And the chick kick reversal.
Pin both of them, Mickey.
Champions down. Natalya's down. Title on the line.
1, 2. Oh, my God. How did Natty survive that?
Mickey
She
James.
should have been Michelle McCool, who's just now waking up. And she misses the low drop kick.
The taunting getting the better of her.
Uh-oh.
Natalya,
Oh!
German suplex. And Mickey James rolls to the outside. And
Michelle McCool playing possum. She just unloaded on Natty. She shoots the half.
1, 2.
Natty kicks out. Oh, my God. Michelle's got to stay on top of Natty right now and end this match before Mickey James comes back in. Ooh, big running knee.
And another cover. Mickey James coming up.
2.
Oh, and Natalya able to kick out right before the 3 count.
That was
Title's
insane.
on the line. And Mickey James looking once again. Plants her. Another DDT cover.
What? Michelle McCool kicks out before the... Oh, my God.
Not even a 1 count.
This women's championship means everything to these competitors here, and they are proving it right now.
Again working that knee.
Oh,
And Natalya drops face first.
oh no. Belly to belly.
Cover. 1, 2.
2, 3. Wow. Michelle McCool retains on her own, I might add, after a huge belly to belly and an insane amount of damage inflicted in this match.
Absolutely.
I mean, Michelle McCool was laid out for what seemed like forever in the center of the ring, but Mickey James and Natty could not put one another down long enough to pin her. And Michelle here hitting a Styles Clash on Natty earlier in the match, but Mickey James was able to break up that pin attempt here. Crazy action in that main event of Raw, where Michelle McCool has retained the Women's Championship. What is next?
I don't know, but props to Mickey James and Natalya here. They beat the hell out of each other.
They did. There's Michelle McCool just dealing with it.
Sitting up, pouting like her husband. But here she is. The loudmouth Michelle McCool, still your WWE Women's Champion.
And look at the boasting there. She's asking what other woman in the locker room is going to step to her to take that away. Wild finish to that women's triple threat for the Women's Championship. Michelle McCool retaining. And then we had some other crazy action on Raw. We have new tag team champions in Air Boom.
CM Punk and MVP had that crazy match that was supposed to be CM Punk versus Shelton Benjamin.
MVP taking Benjamin out in the back. We didn't even know. His music just hits, and then here we are. And they had a great match, but Punk able to pick up the victory. And then Rey Mysterio and Randy Orton setting up their feud. Rey Mysterio, of course, winning the #1 contendership at Night of Champions versus Triple H. And Randy Orton retaining against Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy, speaking of which, now the new #1 contender for William Regal's Intercontinental Championship after winning a 6-man over-the-top rope battle royal.
That's right. A lot of big things happening over on Raw, but also we've got a lot of big things happening on SmackDown as well. So why don't we head on over to Friday nights, and we are coming to you live from Indianapolis, Indiana. Melina kicks off Friday Night SmackDown with a promo after her loss to Beth Phoenix from Night of Champions. Melina calls out the champion and challenges her to a rematch at the Great American Bash in just 3 weeks. Melina says that Beth was the better woman and that Melina hopes they can tear it up yet again. The champion answers by saying that Melina does not belong anywhere near the title picture and she doesn't belong in the WWE itself. Beth said that she's going to have no problem removing Melina from the roster. Melina goes ahead and states that the match will be a defining moment in both of their careers and that she's going to be the first woman to take the Divas Championship from Beth Phoenix. The first match saw the Big Show and Kane struggling against Hawkins and Ryder. Big Show happens to pick up a win on Hawkins after a double chokeslam, but Kane argues with Big Show after the match, resulting in Big Show shoving Kane. Kane decidedly stormed off, and there is still so many issues unresolved between the Big Show and Kane. The next match saw The Miz take on Sabu. After a crazy match which saw Sabu almost beat The Miz, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Miz was able to counter out of a Boston Crab and connect with a skull-crushing finale for the pinfall victory. Match 3 saw WWE Champion Chris Jericho take on Christian in a highly requested rematch. Christian once again stepped up to take on Champion Jericho after Jericho defeated The Undertaker at Night of Champions. Jericho was taken to the limit by Christian, but ultimately, after a code breaker, Jericho was able to put Christian away. So a non-title victory for Jericho, and we saw the Women's Championship on the line in the main event of Raw. So this week in the main event of SmackDown, we are getting a United States Championship rematch as JBL is using his rematch clause to take on champion Shawn Michaels.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the United States Championship.
I'm going to be honest. I'm a little surprised that JBL immediately uses his rematch clause for SmackDown and didn't decide to wait till Great American Bash.
JBL wants that title back from Shawn Michaels. He does not want to wait any longer. He doesn't want to sleep without that title next to his pillow. Every night that title is not next to him is another day where he's making less money.
And I think it's fair to say, in the case of JBL, he doesn't believe Shawn Michaels deserves it.
Absolutely not. I mean, the Heartbreak Kid had a not-so-stellar record because of JBL interfering in HBK's matches. So JBL feels that HBK didn't even deserve the title match in the first place from Night of Champions.
So obviously, JBL losing at Night of Champions to Shawn Michaels in their no-holds-barred contest. So we're going to see the rematch here, which is just a straight-up one-on-one singles match.
Correct. And here comes the champion himself, Shawn Michaels, picking up the win after submitting JBL during their championship no-holds-barred match at Night of Champions.
And that's a little bit more salt in the wound for JBL, that he had a tap to lose that title. So he's going to be very angry here.
Exactly. JBL wrote a very nasty text message to me here in 2008, saying that I should be appalled and I should be ashamed of myself for allowing someone like Shawn Michaels the opportunity to take the title from JBL.
Now, he wrote that on his pink Motorola Razr.
Yes. Because that was all the rage back in 2008. But here's Shawn Michaels looking great, as always. And we're getting ready to kick things off here. Main event of SmackDown. JBL doesn't want any time to be wasted.
And I like how you did this so nonchalantly. The United States Championship on the line just after the 4th of July in your main event. You're coy, but I'm on to you.
Well, thank you. I'm glad somebody picked up on it.
JBL here wearing red as well.
Yeah.
So he's also feeling the patriotic spirit in 2008.
Yes, we have to specify that it's 2008. The world hasn't gone to hell yet.
We were all still bright-eyed and hoping for the future.
He is the United States champion, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn.
And Shawn Michaels is going to try to represent the great country of the United States of America in 2008.
Still weird, I'm going to be honest, to see Shawn Michaels holding that version of a United States Championship. It's very odd.
Yeah, it's a title that he had never won before.
So he is now a Grand Slam champion.
This is correct. And there's the United States title on the line. Pay no attention to that new logo.
Mhm.
I don't even know what that is. Anyway.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
And
Looks like, a show of sportsmanship from JBL. That's nice.
Oh. And the referee got to back HBK up. The bell hasn't rung yet. And some mind games, perhaps, from JBL, the challenger.
Shawn Michaels falling victim to one of the classic blunders.
And now, will we see a clean break in the corner?
No, Shawn Michaels is the one.
HBK is mad, but JBL fires back with a huge big boot.
These guys hate each other. Big chop.
Forearm smash from HBK, but JBL doesn't even fall down.
What is happening?
A snap suplex, and like you said, these two hate each other.
Uh-oh. Shawn hulking up.
Oh, wait a
my
minute.
God.
JBL caught him in midair and slammed him down, and now the champion is in trouble.
That was wild. We all know the issues that Shawn Michaels has with his back, so to get caught in a backbreaker like that was ill-advised for him at best, and then JBL rolls him over the top rope.
The referee beginning his count.
Ooh. Another big
2.
boot from JBL.
Oh, and a clothesline. A big lariat on the outside. And you've got to think that
Oh my God.
this isn't even about the title. It feels like this is personal, which we know to be true.
Just the brawling style of JBL just obliterating Shawn. But Shawn here with a series of right hands.
And now Shawn
Taking control.
tossing him face first into that corner. And again.
There is some serious bad blood here.
And another
my God.
time. And wait a minute. Michaels is back in the ring. Referee's count is still going. A crotch chop. And the match is over.
The referee, I think he called the match. JBL was out cold. Shawn threw him into the ring post 3 times. And that third one, he was reeling.
JBL almost making it back to his feet, but the bell is sounded, and that's it. Shawn Michaels, still your United States champion, but
Looks like the referee has medical attention on the set at the ring, helping JBL out. He may have a serious concussion.
That's
Who
true.
knows when we'll see JBL next?
And ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting word from the ringside physicians that JBL has suffered a serious concussion at the hands of the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, and will be out for an unknown period of time. Stay tuned to our Twitter account for more information on the health and well-being of John Bradshaw Layfield. Shawn Michaels, of course, retaining via countout. Not the outcome that we were expecting or want, but it is what it is. We don't play these matches. This is simulated.
This is what happens when a man is pushed too far. JBL was interfering too much in Shawn Michaels' affairs, and was really overwhelming him at the beginning of that match with all those power moves. And Shawn snapped. There may be a financial penalty that Shawn has to face because there's no room in our sport for that kind of thing. And our thoughts and prayers are with JBL at this time.
Thoughts and prayers. But yeah, otherwise we had a pretty solid episode of SmackDown. Melina and Beth Phoenix. Melina laying out the challenge to Beth Phoenix for the Great American Bash in a rematch, which I'm very much looking forward to.
Yeah.
We also got Chris Jericho and Christian going to extraordinary lengths one more time. Christian once again coming up short, but Jericho, no end in sight for his championship reign. We also had the Big Show and Kane with some issues there, even though they picked up a tag team victory. But then we also got The Miz defeating Sabu. So a lot of things in motion here. We're moving forward towards our next pay-per-view, the Great American Bash. Of course, if you've missed any of our previous episodes, be sure to go back in the series playlist and watch them for yourself.
They're numbered, so it's not hard to pick up where you left off or continue forward with us here.
That's true. So yeah, let us know in the comments below as well what you thought of this week's episode. Congratulate Robert and Amanda one more time for having a baby. You could go ahead and find him on Twitter and Instagram at Yesball.
And if you want to follow Jordan individually, you could find him on Twitter and Instagram at JL24FPS.
So make sure you're following us both. Follow Royally Rumbled across all of our social media platforms at Royally Rumbled. And yeah, be sure to click subscribe here. Subscribe on your favorite podcast platform.
Yeah.
And stay tuned for more 2008 Universe Mode.